welcome back to lowcarbrecipe.ideas.com. I'm really glad to be back. I've been on holidays. The holidays were great. It was nice and warm, and it was warm when we got home, but now it's starting to get cold again, so it's just something I got to live with because we live in this area of the country. Anyhow, today we're going to make a low-carb tea biscuit. Something very simple, and I've just done a small batch. You can double it if you'd like, but sometimes I feel that it's best if we try small amounts, and if we really like them, then we can double up or triple up or whatever. So anyway, let's get started, and I'm going to show you how to make these low-carb tea biscuits. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got a bowl that I can put in the microwave. You can also do this in a pot on the stove if you don't want to use a microwave, because I know there's people that don't believe in using it, but I'm going to microwave it today. So I've got 4 ounces of Philadelphia or cream cheese. This is the brand I'm using today. I always buy the original because they're taking the fat out of the other ones. It's higher in carbs and stuff. So I have 4 ounces, so it's just basically half of the 8-ounce bar here. And then we're supposed to use mozzarella cheese, but I'm using a cup and a half of, it's a mixture of cheddar and mozzarella. This is what I had. I went out to get mozzarella and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm not spending that kind of money on it. So I had this all shredded in the freezer from when I went away for my holidays. So I got a cup and a half. So we're going to use that. It's a little bit different flavor, but it's still. I put it in the microwave for 1 minute and 20 seconds. I had it in for 1 minute and I felt it wasn't enough, so I microwaved it, and this is what I've got. Just keep mixing it. Normally, if you had mozzarella cheese, you would have white here, not the orange color. So the next thing I'm going to do, I'm just going to put that aside, and I have my almond flour and I have my baking powder. So my almond flour, I have 2/3 of a cup, which is 64 grams in here. And then I have 2 tablespoons of baking powder. And I'm just going to mix them together before I mix it all in with everything else. So I'm just going to give this a quick mix. And then I'm going to bring back my cheese here. And then I'm going to add in my flour. Oh, missed some. And using my spatula or my hands, I'll probably get in there with my hands in a minute. And the reason I put the almond flour in first is because my cheese is warm. I have to put in 2 eggs, and I did not want my eggs to be cooked, so I'm just kind of doing this first. Now I'm just going to take a second, and I'm going to put on my glove because I'm a hands-on girl, and I'm going to add in my 2 eggs. I can't believe how many eggs I go through. It's absolutely crazy. My sister-in-law has an uncle that raises chickens, so I get them from the farm, and oh my goodness, you should see, I get double yolks. The eggs are so large, the beautiful brown eggs. So I'm just going to work at mixing this up. And it feels airy, and that's from the baking powder. So we're just going to mix this up a little bit more. Okay, now what we're going to do is I'm going to get my Teflon biscuit tray. Now that's up to you what you want to use, but I just happen to have one. I picked it up at the Salvation Army. It's amazing what you get there. Absolutely love that place. Okay, I'm going to get my pan and get ready. So I'm just going to slide this over, and I'm just going to take a spoonful of my batter and put it into my pan. Can be a little sloppy. I'll try not though, but I've already done it. There we go. So we just keep filling it up. I put butter on the bottom of the Teflon pan, and reason being is just in case it sticks. It shouldn't, because it's fairly new. I think. I did get it from the Salvation Army. But we'll get these all filled up. Almost done. I need to clean my pan up on the edges. I'm making a mess. I've got the oven on 400. I preheated it at 400. And we'll get it in there. Oh, I almost forgot to do this one. Now I'm going to take a little bit take some out of the other ones to make it 9 little biscuits. It's delicious either way. You get a little bit of a different flavor with the mozzarella cheese or cheddar cheese mixture, but I refuse to spend that kind of money on cheese because it's right. It was on sale last week. I thought, no, I was sure that I shredded some mozzarella when I was going away. And darned if I look in the freezer and I can't see it. So I'm going to use what I have because it still will turn out lovely. Okay, there we go. We're going to put it in the oven at 400. And we'll see how these babies turn out. Okay. Now I just took them out of the oven. So I'm going to let them cool a little bit. Then I'll take them out and put them on a cooling rack. And I baked them 12 minutes, but look between 10 and 12 minutes for baking. Here is my low carb cheesy biscuit. They're quite tasty. They're a nice change. We're always looking for some kind of bread, and I quite like this one. You see? I cut it in half and I put butter on it. That's how big they are. Anyway, quite tasty. I quite like it. It's almost like a tea biscuit. Very good. If you want to go to lowcarbrecipe.com, try this recipe and try some of my others. You take care, and I'll see you soon. Bye now.